Visit tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Send us your bulk in exchange for Evolution Booster Box. Visit TCG Castle or check video description to learn more. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at a Plasma Box deck for the Legacy format. I actually decided to build something with the Tornadus-EX from the Plasma in the Legacy because it's Colorless Pokemon with 180 HP and with 4 Plasma Energies. This base can strike for 180 with the Jet Blast, even more with the couple Deoxys around with it. So basically, with the Junk Arm and Colress Machine, you can power up this Tornadus-EX turn 1 to be able to strike for 60 plus damage, in theory 220 maximum, so it's just ridiculous how strong it is. Also, one copy of Lugia-EX with the Overflow, which says when you knock out your opponent Pokemon, you can take 1 extra prize. So if you knock out EX, you can take 3 prize cards. If you knock out just a regular, you can take 2 prize cards. But unfortunately, it's still glitch in TCGO, so they didn't fix when you knock out just a regular Pokemon that you don't take extra prize. 2 Absols with the Mind Jack. Simply like this card because it's also Plasma Pokemon, and let's say my opponent have 5 Pokemons on the bench, I can strike for 120, with 4 Deoxys 160, and with the Hypnotoxic Laser 190, 170 dependent of Virbank City in play. 4 copies of Deoxys for that Power Connect, and 1 Rushing Keldeo-EX for the Rushing Retreat. 12 Pokemon, 38 trainer cards, and 10 energies. Basically, the strategy is going to be to attack, of course, with the Tornadus-EX, turn 1, later in the game, with the Absol or with the Lugia, because I'm also playing a Scramble Switch, so I can just Scramble Switch to one of my from one to other Pokemon, and also heal from the previously one all damage counts with the Max Potion. Since I have 4 Junk Arms, it's just pretty much easy to do that. 4 copies of Colorless Machine, search your deck for a Plasma Energy attached to one of your Plasma Pokemon. 2 copies of Dual Ball instead of the Ultra Ball. I mean, flip 2 coins for each head. You can search your deck for basic Pokemon, put it in your hand. In addition to that, 1 copy of Escape Rope, always good to have. 4 Hypnotoxic Lasers for extra 30 damage, sleep, and poison effect, of course. 4 copies of Junk Arm, so 1 copy of Max Potion for that heal. It's a secret tag. 1 copy of Pokémon Catcher, of course, and 1 copy of Scramble Switch. Always very good card to have, especially in the deck like this, because you can just move from one to other attacker pretty much easily and repeat it over and over again. Copy of Super Rod, and then 4 copies of Team Plasma Ball, so I can search my deck for a Plasma Pokemon. 1 copy of Tool Scrapper, so I can just scrap 2 tools from Pokemons in play. I can also remove tool from my Pokemon, and I can also do that for my opponent Pokemon. And then from supporter list, 2 copies of N for draw, 4 copies of Juniper for draw, 2 Professor Zoak's New Theory for draw, and 2 copies of Shadow Triad, because I can pretty much with the Shadow Triad take any Plasma card from my discard pile, put into my hand. It can be Plasma Ball, it can be Hypnotoxic Laser, it can be Plasma Energy, it can be Colorless Machine, whatever I actually need. 2 copies of Virbank City Gym for the Stadium. Extra 2 damage counters from the poison. I have 2 copies of Float Stone for the Keldeo Rushing Retreat, of course, just in case one is discarded. But of course, if it's one prized, you can't take Rushing Retreat. 4 copies of Double Course Energies, 4 Plasma Energies, and 2 Darkness Energies, of course, to be able to power up your Absol for the Mind Jack, or even for the Fearsome Shadow, depending on how many Pokemons your opponent actually have on the bench, of course. So it all depends how many damage your Mind Jack will be able to do. If you're looking for any of these cards, of course, you can find them on tcgcastle.com with TCG Center 5 code. You can also get 5% discount on your purchase. You can check my video description for the link. So if you have any questions, as always, you can leave the comments below. So let's do one game so you can actually see how this deck works in action. So see you in the game. Alright, so let's do this. Waiting my opponent to load the game so we can start. I'm calling the heads as usual, and I'm losing the coin flip, so that means that maybe I can go second, but who knows. Okay. Opening hand, no basic Pokemon for both of us. Oh, come on. The worst possible start for me, definitely these days. Jirachi-EX. I guess I'm gonna make somehow. Probably 2 Junk Arms. Maybe I can pull 2 junk arms here, probably not. I need to use my team Plasma Ball for Tornadus, then Energy Attachment, then junk arm. Nope. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, Sableye on the other side. Alright, 1 Absol, 1 Keldeo for the Rushing Retreat. I wish Keldeo is a Plasma Pokemon so I can just use my Team Plasma Ball and get myself Keldeo. That's the minus, that's the downside of the Plasma Balls, I guess. Dark Globe Energy Switch discarded with the Ultra Ball. Probably for maybe Jirachi, maybe for Darkrai, actually for the Smeargle. Okay, that's interesting. Smeargle is a very nice card. Really it is. Oh, so he just passes his turn. Nice top deck. I have 2 Plasma Balls here, so I can get one Tornadus. I can get myself, I guess, even a 1 copy of Absol. There we go. And then I can Colress Machine. Definitely to Tornadus. Energy Attachment from my hand to Jirachi. And then I can play my Professor Oak New Theory. With Professor Oak New Theory I can get my Lugia. I have Scramble Switch, which is a very nice card here. And I don't know if I want to reveal that, but okay, unfortunately I'm gonna do that. Okay, I can just use my Windfall, shuffle my hand, drop 6 new cards. For turn 1 I guess I have pretty decent setup. I can't complain too much against that. For turn 2 I guess I just need something like Junk Arm, then I can just attach double Colorless Energy, Junk Arm for my Scramble Switch down to my Lugia-EX, and then just strike for 2 prize knockout against his Sableye, which is just ridiculous how good it is. Okay, 1 Hypnotoxic Laser, luckily I didn't fall to the sleep. I don't know if I will have bench space for my Deoxys in this match. But so far, I guess I'm going to use my die ball and try to search my deck for the Keldeo-EX, because I really need the Keldeo-EX, to be honest, in this matchup, because Hypnotoxic Laser can be very tricky, and I simply need to get my Rushing Retreat as fast as I can. Of course, on the other side, he can Junk Arm for... he can Junk Hunt. Oh, or he can just use... I guess Portrait for the Professor Juniper. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Alright, couple Sableyes discarded and 1 Darkness Energy, but his bench is full, so I can always take advantage with my Mind Jack and strike for a lot of damage counters. Well, there is 1 Dark Patch. 1 Darkness Energy attached to Darkrai and my turn. Alright, so the top deck is just a Darkness Energy. 1 heads here on the coin flip, which means I can get myself a Keldeo. Unfortunately, more than that, I'm going to put my Absol here, attach the double Colorless Energy, and then Juniper for 7. Still, I can find what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for Junk Arm. So 1 Junk Arm definitely for Deoxys and for M. So I can get myself a Scramble Switch in this case. And I can Scramble Switch down to my Lugia-EX. I hope they actually fix the issues with extra prize when you knock out your opponent non-EX Pokemon. Not sure, but we'll see. Oh, what the heck? Oh no. It just ends my turn after I played my Scramble Switch. Wow, what the heck? So I just lost a turn for attack, and that's definitely not good. I'm very mad right now, but it is how it is. I mean, it just ends my turn. I should have like 4 prize cards right now, but nope, it's not gonna happen, I guess. Okay, never mind. For next turn, I'm looking for... Okay, there's one rushing. He can retreat down to Darkrai, he can retreat down to the Junk Hunt, whatever he wants he can do. Junk Hunt, probably for the Dark Claw, maybe even for that Energy Switch. Maybe, yeah, probably for the Energy Switch and for the Dark Claw. Maybe even for Junk Arm, but personally, I would run for those 2 cards. Dark Patch and Junk Arm. Okay. Tails, I didn't wake up. But I did find Escape Rope. Which means I can rush in. At least. And I can Escape Rope down to my bench. So I have 2 options here right now. Let's see which Pokemon is going to be promoted in the front. Probably Smeargle. Probably Smeargle. I have cleared Juniper for 7. And hopefully right now I will be able to take 2 prize cards. Hopefully. We shall see. Plasma Gale. I'm really gonna be very mad at the Pokemon TCG if they didn't fix the issues with the prize pool. And actually they didn't fix that. What the heck? Okay, never mind. So there are so many glitches with some cards, and I don't know why developers just don't fix that. I mean, it's not that hard to fix that. It's just, I guess, few minutes of work to fix that. But okay, I mean, can't say nothing against that. Looks like I will need to knock on my opponent EX here to take extra prize. So next turn I need to Scramble Switch. Definitely Scramble Switch down to my Tornadus. If I want to knock out Darkrai, I will need like 4 Plasma Energies. Can I pull somehow 4 Plasma Energies this turn? No, I can maximum 3 probably. If I can top deck Junk Arm, well then I can do that. But even 3 are gonna be enough, because I have Hypnotoxic Laser, so I can still pull 150 damage. Knockout, I guess. Oh, nice top deck. Junk Arm for these 2 cards, which is gonna be 4 Scramble Switch, of course. And right now I'm very scary about that Scramble Switch play, because it's probably gonna just end my turn. I can smell that. I can go for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 for a lot of damage counters. Okay, Shadow Triad for another Plasma Energy. Then Scramble Switch. And right now when I hit done... Oh, okay, I didn't hit done. Oh, so it was not a glitch. Okay, I can go for 120 plus 30 from poison. It's gonna be 150. So I was short for like 1 energy, but luckily his Darkrai didn't wake up. He can still rush in retreat, which is just recycle the... it will just remove the special condition, I guess. But then I can maybe hope to top deck another Junk Arm for Scramble Switch, so I can just maybe pull 3 prizes against... okay. there's a Absol. It's gonna change things a little bit. It's gonna shoot for like 140, 120. Okay, down to 30 HP left. So my top deck is Professor Juniper. It's definitely time for that Plasma Energy attach. It's definitely time for Juniper and 7 cards. Ooh, like that Max Potion. Kinda like that. So I have two options here, and the first one is to completely heal damage from my Lugia. The second is to play my Junk Arm here and basically get myself a Scramble Switch. But still, I can't play Scramble Switch because I'm short for the Float Stone. I can rush in, I can retreat. And then I can knock him out with my Absol, but then he can strike for 30 on the bench and knock out my Tornadus. So that's not something that I'm looking for. Again, if I strike for 120, I'm not going to take extra price, which still just does not make any sense. But okay, I'm going to take that Lugia in the front, transform those energies, and use my Plasma Gale for, you know, 120. If there was no glitch right now, I would have like 2 prize cards left instead of the 4. It's a double Course Energy. Okay, so I'm looking for that Darkrai and 1 more prize to take. Can I get Catcher or maybe... Even Float Stone will be nice. Even Float Stone will be nice for me, I guess, so I can just rush in retreat. If he want, he can take 2 prize knockout against my Tornadus and strike my Lugia for 90, which is always good. Or he can maybe try just the Junk Arm. Personally, he maybe did a mistake that he didn't promote Smurgle in the front and use the portrait advantage. But he also had Professor Juniper. Probably the portrait, there might be a chance to set up another Darkrai. There is 1 Dark Patch. I mean, 1 more Dark Patch energy from hand manually will just add enough damage counters here. To knock out my Tornadus on the bench. Okay, there's Energy Switch. So somehow I just need to preserve my Lugia. I'm going to hopefully top deck with my Professor Oak New Theory that freaking Float Stone that I actually really need. But at least I do have Hypnotoxic Laser. So with the Hypnotoxic Laser, I can put the Darkrai in a sleep mode, force him to take 6 damage counters in 2 different in 1 turn. So that's at least something. Nice Spear, and I can say goodbye to my Tornadus. Unfortunately, I was not able to heal both of these Pokemons, but it is how it is. Okay, 2 prize cards, my turn, which is gonna be top deck, a Plasma Ball. Of course, I want to take advantage of the Plasma Ball here, getting that Deoxys in play, who can actually add 10 damage counters. Well, those 10 damage counters might be important. Attaching my double Course Energy, playing my Hypnotoxic Laser, and then just, you know, using my Professor Oak New Theory. Don't want to waste my second... come on. Didn't want to waste my second laser here, but I need to use my Plasma Gale, or I can just retreat for 1 double Course Energy down to my bench, down to my Absol, and strike with my Mind Jack for 130, plus 30 from Poison. It's going to be 160. So I was short for 20. But it really doesn't matter too much because his Darkrai is going to be knocked out, and right now I actually need just to perform knockout against active Darkrai, and knockout against Benched Darkrai with my Lugia, and this is just gonna be it. But probably I'm not gonna be able to do that because I don't have Pokemon Catcher. First I need to dig out that Pokemon Catcher, but it's actually priced. Okay, one huge M. I'm going down to 4. He's also going down to 4. I'm still looking for the Float Stone. No sign of it, but there are 2 Colress machines and Shadow Triad. At least with the Shadow Triad, I can take advantage. I guess I'm getting myself Hypnotoxic Laser in this case. So one huge X-Ball for 80. And unfortunately, I'm knocked out. So I'm going to promote my Absol in front. Just because... who knows what I can find. Yeah, there is double course energy, but I can't get it. So I'm going to play my Hypnotoxic Laser again here. At least right now I know that unfortunately I can't do too much here. So 30 damage down to Mewtwo. I mean, Mewtwo can strike only for 20 right now because I have resistance minus 20. And sooner or later he needs to rush in, of course, to remove that poison mark. Sooner or later, my Lugia will be capable to strike for 3 prize cards, but then I'm going to lose because Darkrai will just finish the job knocking out my Lugia. And that's the biggest concern here. Well, I can rush in. And I can Shadow Triad for another Hypnotoxic Laser. And right now I actually have enough for the knockout with my Lugia. I have 6 damage counters. So I have one more junk card for the Scramble Switch next turn. But still I'm going to be short for energy. It's a very close game. But still that second Darkrai with 3 energies, it's gonna give him a huge boost and a huge advantage. So I will need one more Junk Arm, I guess, for that Hypnotoxic Laser. I still have one Junk Arm sitting in my hand, but unfortunately I need to use it for my Scramble Switch. And there is Mr. Sableye in front, for the Junk Arm, I guess. Okay, 2 Hypnotoxic Lasers. Interesting. Dive Ball for me. Guess I'm gonna pass my turn. If there was no glitch with the Lugia, I would be down to 2 prize cards. Probably I would have even that Float Stone, so I could just retreat. Do a couple other things, who know what else I could draw in that case, but yeah, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I don't even have Pokemon Catcher. I wish I had that Pokemon Catcher. Okay, there is Tornadus. Tornadus was a very nice card here. So I guess I'm gonna play my Junk Arm for the Scramble Switch and scramble all energies from the Lugia down to my Tornadus. Oh, there's a Darkrai. It's gonna be... he's going to double knockout down to my Absol on the bench. Of course he wants to do that. Of course. So I need right now a top deck, which is going to be double course energy, or the game is pretty much over. I mean, it's not, but yeah, it looks like it is. So, yep, that double course energy. Gosh, that was the card I was looking for. I mean, I can Junk Arm, and I can get myself I don't know. No, I did mistake right now. I can't take supporter card. God dang. But pretty much I can get myself a Hypnotoxic Laser, which can actually knock out his Darkrai, and then I can retreat. How many energies do I have left? I have just one double Colress energy left and one Plasma energy left. So I can retreat down to, let's say, Tornadus, discarding the double Colress energy, knocking out his Darkrai, pulling 2 prize cards here. Hope to be Plasma Energy, Float Stone, double Float Stone. I guess GG. Because I'm also short for 1 energy here. Not even Pokemon Catcher. If there was maybe a Pokemon Catcher, still I wouldn't be able to perform anything. But actually right now I would be a winner because I actually knocked out 2 of his Pokemons with my Lugia-EX. So since there was a glitch, he can just perform 1-hit knockout with his Darkrai-EX on my bench to my Absol, and unfortunately finish the game, so GG. So nice pair, 90 and 30 down to my Absol, so that Absol was knocked out at the bench, and unfortunately games just ends. So once again guys, there is the deck that I actually used to play in today's video with this Tornadus, Deoxys, well, let's say Plasma Box deck. It's definitely interesting. You have few different options to attack. You have Tornadus, you have Lugia, you have Absol, so plenty of options to attack, plenty of options to take extra prize, and pretty much countless Scramble Switch Max Potion, of course, as often as you have junk arm in your hand, so you can just change attacker, heal all damage counters, and be ready to take maybe even 1 extra prize from the Lugia-EX. Once again guys, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe to the channel for more future videos. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. So till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.